Real food doesn't need complexity. It needs care. Cooking at home isn't just about eating. It's about energy, clarity, and connection. Fresh ingredients, simple methods, and time. What if one of the world's most famous dishes could also be one of the healthiest and easiest to make? The path to well-being starts in the kitchen with ingredients as nature intended, pure, vibrant, and full of life. Before we begin, remember, great cooking is a conversation between you and your ingredients. Listen to the textures. Today, you'll learn how to make a true Italian Margherita pizza with a soft, airy crust, rich tomato flavor, and perfectly melted cheese. No fancy tools, no complicated steps, and once you taste this, you may never order pizza again. Better than restaurant pizza? Let's find out. This pizza is not just food. It's comfort, it's tradition, and it's proof that the simplest recipes are often the most powerful. Let's start with just a few ingredients, but each one matters. Why does authentic pizza use so few ingredients, yet taste so rich? The answer is in the balance. Quality over quantity. Each element has a role to play in the final symphony of flavor. We'll begin with 2 cups of high-quality flour. This is the foundation of our crust. Look for a fine grind for that classic texture. Next, 3/4 of a cup of room temperature water. Not too hot, not too cold. Just enough to wake the yeast. Add 1/2 teaspoon of dry yeast. It's a small amount, but it carries the life of the dough. Let it sit for a moment. 1 teaspoon of salt. It's the essential seasoning that bridges all the flavors together. Put it aside for now. The heart of the pizza, our vibrant tomato sauce. We'll prepare this later, but see how its color glows. Fresh mozzarella and aromatic basil. Simple, classic, and essential for that authentic Italian profile. And finally, a touch of olive oil. Pro tip, use fresh mozzarella, not processed cheese, for that perfect melt. Start by mixing flour, water, and yeast. Slowly, gently. We're not just combining ingredients, we're starting a biological process. Add the salt last. Why? Because salt can slow down yeast activity if added too early. This protects the life of your dough. Yeast feeds on sugars in the flour, producing gas, which creates those beautiful air pockets that make the crust light. What happens if you rush this step? Your crust becomes dense instead of light and airy. Patience is our secret ingredient. Knead for 8 to 10 minutes until smooth. Use the heel of your hand to push, then fold it back. Stretch, fold, and repeat. As you knead, you're developing gluten. This creates the structure that will hold those air bubbles during baking. You'll know it's ready when it's supple and springs back when touched. It should feel alive under your hands. Now, let it rest. This is where the magic happens. Place it in a warm, draft-free spot. Time will do the rest of the work. Fermentation develops flavor, not just texture. The longer it rests, the more complex and delicious the crust becomes. But how long is enough? A minimum of 1 hour is necessary, but for the best results, aim for 8 to 24 hours. While the dough rests, let's prepare the sauce. For a real margherita, less is more. We want the pure taste of Italy. Crush fresh tomatoes by hand. This preserves the texture and prevents the seeds from becoming bitter in a blender. Add a pinch of salt and a drop of olive oil. That's it. Do not overcook the sauce. Freshness is the goal here. Why raw sauce? Because the high heat of the oven will cook it perfectly right on the pizza, keeping the flavor bright. Slice the mozzarella, not too thick. Remember, too much cheese will ruin the delicate balance we're aiming for. Pro tip, dry the cheese slightly with a towel to avoid excess moisture. This prevents a soggy center during baking. Wash your basil carefully. What's the perfect cheese to sauce ratio? Just enough to melt, not cover the whole surface. Our dough has rested and matured. See how it has expanded and developed those beautiful air pockets? It's ready. Stretch the dough gently. Never use a rolling pin. We want to keep all that precious air inside the crust. Rolling removes air bubbles, making the crust flat and dense. Hand stretching is the key to that signature airy rise. Target a very thin center with thicker, airy edges. This uneven thickness is what creates the iconic crust structure. Spread the sauce in a circular motion. Leave the edges clear for the crust to rise and brown beautifully. Place the mozzarella and add the basil. This is the classic tricolor of the Italian flag, red, white, and green. A final drizzle of olive oil to finish. Now, we're ready for the most critical step of the entire process. Bake at the highest temperature your oven can handle. The hotter the oven, the better the result for the crust. High heat creates rapid steam inside the dough, making the crust puff instantly. That's the secret to the texture. Watch as the heat transforms the simple dough into a light, crispy masterpiece in just a few minutes. Aim for 250 to 300 degrees Celsius for about 7 to 10 minutes. If the oven isn't hot enough, you'll lose that signature texture. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, fresh, simple, and deeply satisfying. This is real Margherita pizza. The sound of a perfect crust, a moment of pure culinary connection. Taste the difference that care and time make. If you enjoyed this journey, explore more simple recipes made beautifully. Thank you for cooking with us.